Time now to see what is happening in the world of sports. Simon Harding is here. Hello, Simon.
Hi, Tom.
Let's kick off with, well, we're going from Europa City to Europa League. A bit of football to start with.
Well, Europa League has been well established for quite some time, Tom. But yes, quite a number of teams can book their qualification to the knockout rounds this evening, and that includes Manchester United, who can book their place in the last 32 of the competition if they beat Partizan Belgrade at Old Trafford. A win would put the Red Devils on 10 points, 6 above Partizan, with direct confrontations going in their favour. On paper, the fixture bodes well for the English side. Partizan have only won once away in England in their entire history. Well, United did lose at the weekend against Bournemouth after racking up 3 consecutive wins. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been heavily criticised this year. United are especially lacking attacking options, but despite this, the Norwegian said his team were on the right track.
Never a shortcut in football. It's hard work, stick together, team spirit. We're turning as Ashley says, about training and the work everyone does every day. That's pleasing for me as a manager to see them. They want to do well, and for one reason or the other, sometimes you haven't got the results. Now is a chance for us to get 2 games, 2 wins before the break.
Elsewhere this evening across Europe, French side Rennes take on Cluj, a must-win game for Julien Stéphan. There has been crowd trouble in Rome ahead of Lazio Celtic, with 2 Scottish fans stabbed in a tense atmosphere. Mönchengladbach take on Roma in Germany, whereas Saint-Etienne are away to Alexandria. An opportunity for Claude Puel to get his first win in Europe with Les Verts. Porto are away to Rangers, and Wolves welcome Bratislava to the Midlands. One final word on the Europa League. There was one game played on Wednesday night, with Arsenal drawing away to Guimaraes 1-1. Unai Emery's side led through Mustafi in the 80th minute, but then conceded an injury time equaliser as Duarte da Silva blasted in a scissor kick. This was Arsenal's 4th consecutive draw in all competitions. The London club has been seriously rocked by the Xhaka captaincy row. Arsenal can still qualify for the next round tonight if Standard Liège lose to Eintracht Frankfurt. South Africa's Rugby World Cup champions have been welcomed back as heroes as they started their victory tour of the country. The Springboks, led by their captain Siya Kolisi, toured through Pretoria and Johannesburg. Clement Bunro has all the details.
An explosion of joy in Pretoria as the national rugby team kicked off a 5-day trophy tour across South Africa. Black and white, male and female, young, middle-aged and old, thousands of residents gave the players a hero's welcome, just days after their World Cup victory over England.
Sport, like Madiba said, it can unite all nations, and then, we're great, we're happy that the Boks have come back with the cup, and then, we should celebrate and enjoy.
It has brought the emotions of happiness, love, joy, so we are very happy for the boys.
Addressing the crowd earlier on Thursday, Springboks captain Siya Kolisi said his team's win was for all South Africans, regardless of race and social status. A claim swiftly put to the test as the team arrived in Johannesburg, parading around the infamous Soweto township. 30 years ago, not a single resident would have rooted for the national team. Rugby was then seen as a symbol of Afrikaner oppression. All the players were white, and the Springboks were barred from international competition. Now many Sowetans are proud wearers of the team's jersey. On Friday, the team is expected in Durban. It will then head to East London and Port Elizabeth before their final stop in Cape Town.
Still with rugby, former England captain Dylan Hartley has been forced to retire due to a long-standing knee injury which ruled him out of the Rugby World Cup. Hartley is England's second most capped player behind Jason Leonard with 97 caps for the Red Rose. He was somewhat controversially chosen by Eddie Jones to captain England after the 2015 World Cup debacle, but led them to a 2016 Six Nations Grand Slam and also won the tournament the next year. Hartley hasn't played since December. He has represented the Northampton Saints over 14 years. Finish with our NBA roundup. Giannis Antetokounmpo once again showed why he's the hottest talent in the NBA as the Bucks beat the Clippers 129 to 124. The Los Angeles Clippers were without their star signing, Kawhi Leonard. In his absence, the Greek MVP of last year's regular season scored 38 points, 16 rebounds and 9 assists on the night. The Bucks were particularly brilliant at converting three-pointers, hitting 18 with 6 for George Hill. Leonard rested for this match, will be back to face Portland on Thursday. Well, let's take a look at all the other results. The Pistons recorded a big victory over the New York Knicks. New York, who still have just one win this season. The Rockets also put a big score over the Warriors. Steph Curry injured, but James Harden getting 36 points. The Raptors won it by 4 points against the Kings, and the Utah Jazz with a solid win over Joel Embiid's 76ers. Always very spectacular action in the NBA, Tom. And on this occasion, it's Giannis Antetokounmpo who keeps on impressing.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed for that. Simon Harding there with all the top sports stories.